So YouTube, today we're gonna unpack some more clothes and talk about being yourself and also being kind. Um, you should always be yourself, even if you're cringe. Be cringe. I'm cringe. Um, I'm a fucking nerd, um, and that's fine. If you're always being yourself, you're always gonna be the one that wins at the end. When you stop being yourself and start to be something that you aren't, you start losing it. You go crazy. I've been at the point where I wasn't being myself fully. Actually, for the last couple years, I wasn't being myself. I was being myself, but more of a watered down version of it. And you should never do that. I personally was trying to be someone who I simply wasn't. Not even. Okay, at the time I was in a relationship, and the person, I changed myself to be this. Well, I tried to change myself to be this image that I felt that would fit into her life better, because we were from two different backgrounds. But now looking back on it, I realized she didn't fall in love with the person that I was trying to become. She fell in love with the person that I was, and I wasn't that person anymore. For example, I didn't prioritize things that she genuinely wanted. I prioritized things that let me restate that. I didn't prioritize things that she... What? What are you talking about? You don't know. But... What, bro? Come here. I didn't prioritize things that she genuinely wanted. I was trying to be this image of something that she never asked for, and that caused me not to prioritize things that she genuinely wanted. Oh my fucking god! Okay. And it also made me lose myself. For example, I tried to water myself down in order to comfort her, even though she didn't ask for that. For example, my piercings. She told me that she preferred if I didn't have piercings, but she wouldn't mind if I got them. So I purposely didn't get them, even though I really wanted them, because I wanted to be this idea of what she wanted me to be. And so I didn't get them. And once we broke up, it's one of the first things I got. Once again, I wasn't being who she fell in love with. I was being someone I thought would be better for her, and it wasn't. But trying to be someone that I wasn't caused me to lose who I am. And that causes a lot of damage mentally, and emotionally. So never try. It doesn't matter if you're trying to not change. If you're trying to be yourself because you're scared of people that aren't going to love you, or you're trying to avoid being yourself so you're not bullied or anything like that. You should always be yourself, because if you aren't yourself, you're never going to find the people that will like you for who you are, or the people that did start liking you for who you are, they're going to move away from you because you're no longer that person. And so you should always be yourself, no matter what. Being cringe is being free also. I do what I want. I say what I want. Just have fun. Life is too short to try to water down yourself to please other people. Even if they, most of the time they don't ask for it. And if somebody do ask you to water down your personality or change your personality, that person's not for you. But yeah, the people that I lost, they never asked for that. I just felt like that's what they deserved. That's what they needed. But like, looking back on it, they didn't deserve that. They deserved me, the person that they fell in love with, you know? Yeah, so always be yourself. You're scared that being yourself is going to cause people to dislike you. Those people just aren't meant for you. There's so many people out here, bro. So many. Like, there's a shit ton of people. So be fucking cringe. Bro, I collect Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk about fucking Naruto all day. Be fucking cringe. I make posts on Instagram about nerd shit for fun. I make cringe shit on Instagram for fun. Don't even get paid for it. Just do stuff, you know? Don't be afraid to be who you are. Once you stop being who you are, you're going to lose yourself. I'm starting to find myself again, and it feels amazing. I feel alive again. I'm not living trying to portray myself as something that I'm not. And that's one thing, normally I don't regret. That's one of the things I live by, I don't regret. Because I learn a lot from the actions I make. But that's one thing I do regret. Trying to change or water down myself to be his image that somebody never asked for. Cool shirt, look at it. Kind of similar to what I'm wearing now. But yeah, she didn't ask for that game. She just wanted the person that she fell in love with. And I was trying to be somebody that I thought matched her better. These clothes smell so good. They just got out the laundry. Another cool shirt. But yeah. And it's one of the big things about that was that I would hang out the people that she associated herself with. I felt really out of place, like really out of place. Oh my god. Like I went to one of her when she first went to school. I went to her roommate's grad party. When I got there, I felt so out of place. It was so fancy and like, I don't know, like fancy and stuff. And I purposely didn't dress like how I would normally dress. And that made me feel so uncomfortable the entire time I was there. Because I was trying to match this audience that I just simply wasn't a part of. And that's fair. I wanted to fit in to make her feel more comfortable. But that's not what she asked. She also asked me, dude, just wear what you normally would wear. But I didn't want to. Like piercings. I didn't dye my hair. Like, I was scared to dye my hair. I'd end up dyeing my hair in a relationship, but I was scared too because of her parents. I see we come from very different backgrounds. I was scared to dye my hair because if I dyed my hair, I felt like I would get not judged, but like it would make things weird. Or like if I get face piercings, it would have made things weird. But now looking back, I shouldn't have fucking cared. Just be myself, do my thing. If you think if someone cares about you and loves you, you think that changing your personality or watering yourself down is the better thing to do for them, and even though they didn't ask to do that, it's not going to play out the way you think it's going to play out, because you are who you are, and trying to change that is going to make you lose yourself. It's it's going to be hard to figure out who you are after a while. Another cool shirt. I feel like a poser sometimes wearing this shirt because people compliment it on it, like compliment that I care about this animal, which I care about all animals, but I didn't know about the animal before I got the shirt. I thought the shirt was just kind of funny. So yeah, I get compliments on it all the time. But yeah, don't change yourself for somebody if they didn't ask. Because for me personally, it caused me to become stubborn when I wasn't like that. Or angry or like anxious and just a lot more negative of a person than I was before I got in the relationship. And I'm not blaming the relationship. I'm blaming myself because once again, the relationship never asked for that. That was just something I did, and I don't even know why. I just thought it would be the better thing to do. But that also could be something that comes from like self-worth and stuff. During the time I was going through a lot, so I thought if I portrayed myself differently, it would be better for the relationship. But in actuality, it was worse. It caused me to not pay attention to the things that was actually important, but this thing that I thought was important, even though it didn't matter. So just once again, just be yourself. That's the relationship part. But when it comes to like friends and stuff, if they're friends and they can't take you just being who you are as a person, they aren't for you, and that's okay. I had to learn that. I had a lot of old friends that I was trying to keep around, even though we weren't compatible anymore. If you don't like somebody's personality, that's fine, but don't try to keep that person around because it's not going to work anymore, you know? And it's okay to outgrow friends. When it comes to online stuff, just post if you want to post. Scared of being judged, who gives a fuck? Gang, I got a post with 10,000 comments just being racist, okay? Deal with it. It doesn't matter. Like, it's some random motherfucker online that's probably going through their own life issues. That's why they're being rude to you. So just be yourself. Don't lose yourself. Car driving past. Losing yourself hurts. Because you forget the things that was important to you before you lost yourself. You forget the things that brought you comfort. You stop doing the things that you enjoyed before. And you simply become like a hollow shell that is just going through life trying to figure it out. What are you doing? So I recommend just stick with your, like, do things that make you happy, you know? And try to stay in the present. Because the present you is who you are. So, the present you like that thing, do it. If it's not hurting you or hurting somebody else, do it, you know? If you try to ignore who you are, it's just simply going to backfire in your face, like it did for me. I tried to be somebody I wasn't, didn't prioritize the things that actually mattered, and prioritize things I thought that mattered, or like in my head, you know? Even though in my head it was so like scrambled, it was so messy because I was trying to be portray myself in this way when this just wasn't who I was. But it caused me to become a cold person, very stubborn, and just mean. Not mean in a way where I bullied people or messed with people, but mean in a way where the people that I cared about, I hurt their feelings sometimes. And you shouldn't do that. So never lose yourself. Losing yourself hurts you and the people around you. And now that I'm focusing on myself and I'm becoming me again, well, I am me now. Looking back on the past 2 years, I realized that version of me was simply trying to run away from who he was for no reason at that. For zero reason. Trying to make people happy or please people that didn't ask. They simply asked him to be present and be himself in their lives. So, I'm telling you, don't do that. Hold on, another cool shirt. This shit is fire. Oh my god, it's so hard to show. It's like lace, but it is lace. It's not like lace. Hold on, let me change the light. Do things from love and not for love. I was doing it for love to try and make these people love me even though they already loved me. I should have been doing things from love. Prioritizing the people that cared about me wishes, the things that they thought was important and the things that actually were important at the time, instead of the things that I thought was important because I was too stubborn to realize that just because something's in my head does not mean that's how reality is seeing it. So sometimes you just gotta make sure you stay true to yourself. No, I wasn't, bro. What the fuck? Oh. Okay. You like the light? Okay. But yeah. I like that. Okay. But yeah. Just be yourself. It's so fun being yourself also. Dude. I can't explain it. It feels so free. You're not performing. Also, everything's performative. We're all performing at all moments of our lives. But just being yourself, you are just doing things out of love. From love. I do things for the love of the game at this point. I just do shit. And it feels great. Instead of trying to monitor myself. Because guys, if I show you a picture of what I looked like during that time, I didn't look like somebody that was you know what I mean? I had this blank stare in my eyes half of the time. I was dissociated half of the time, half of the fucking day most of the time. Wasn't in the present. I'll be walking with my significant other down the street and I'm just zoned out. And that's not. Sometimes I need to do that game. Sometimes I get a little overstimulated outside and I need to listen to some music and just be myself for a while. But I did it way too often. I was like that all the time. And that's not okay. I was just doing shit. not really being in the present. I would just forget all the important stuff. Terrible time. Like, I respect my significant other at the time for staying with me for as long as she did. Because looking back on it, dude, I was kind of cooked. But it's okay. We are here. We are here now. And it feels amazing because I'm being true to myself instead of trying to build. I was trying to persuade. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? Or CK. I'm trying to use this channel to get better at talking. Also, I don't really talk a lot. But I was trying to make myself something that I wasn't. And it wasn't because, like, it started off as me trying to make myself something that I thought was better than the current me for my friends and for significant other. But it slowly turned into me decaying who I am and my own morals. I broke my morals a lot of times. And that's just not who I am. Looking back on, I don't know what was going on in my head. It went from me trying to better myself to a version of myself that I couldn't recognize in the mirror. Even my ID, when I look at it now, is so... It's like, damn. I have became such a loser. Where that wasn't who I was beforehand. That wasn't who my friends were asking for of me. That wasn't what my significant other was asking of me. But for some reason, I thought that's, like, not that specifically is what they needed, but I thought that me needing to change is what they needed, which caused me to lose who I was and just, I don't know, spiral out of control. I spiraled a lot. Yeah. It got to a point where I couldn't even be alone because I didn't know what to do when I was alone. A lot of the time I was just, if I didn't have nothing to do or no one to hang out with or no one to talk to, I would just go to sleep. Just sleep. Because I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't doing the things that made me happy. Because I was embarrassed of them, or I was embarrassed to do those things. Or those things stopped bringing me joy because I looked at them through a negative lens. Because I'm like, I want to be better. Like, all of my friends, and all the people that my friends hung out with, and the people that my significant other hung out with, they seemed so well put together. They didn't play video games. They didn't collect fucking action figures and stuff. So those things stopped bringing me joy because I was like, maybe I need to be like this for them. But no, it ended up just making me a shitty person, a loser. And it's like, fuck. I was so negative. So negative. I had to insert logic into every fucking thing. My friends or significant other wanted to be sad. I had to tell them the logical way to look at it, instead of just letting them feel their emotions, And that is terrible. But So I'm telling you, stick to who you are. The people are going to stay. They're going to stay. Because they became friends with you for who you were in that moment to begin with. And you should, oh my god, you shouldn't be afraid to be who you are just because you're like cringe. But you want attention. Dude, you're ripping my shirt. But oh my god, my cat wants attention. But if you're afraid to get bullied or messed with, like if you're younger or something, don't care, dude. Just be you. Do your shit. If you're an adult, this might sound mean and you're scared to be yourself because people are going to bully you. Toughen up. We're all ourselves, you know? Do what makes you happy, gang. Always do what makes you happy because that's who you are. The things that you do and the people that you hang out with is who you are. So just do those things. If it makes you happy, do it. Prioritize things that are actually important to your well-being instead of just some things that you think is like that brings you pleasure at that moment. No, do the things that are important, you know? Get off that. Those things are the things that you should be worrying about. Just be yourself. There's nothing wrong with being yourself, you know? Say hi, Luna. Say hi. But, yeah. Like, my cat doesn't think about, I gotta change to be what my father likes. No, the motherfucker is just him. See? He just does shit. Just to do it. That's how you should be. If it's gonna bring you happiness and be productive for you, do it. He just jumped on top of my fucking PC. Chill out, brother. Okay, now we're gonna talk about being kind. Hold on, let me show you this shit, bro. It's a lace shirt. It's a button up. It looks so good on me. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm talking too much and not actually unpacking. Let me get back to unpacking. So let me change the light. That's too fucking bright. Hold on. Calm down. There we go. Nah, I want the color. Nah. There we go. But yeah, be kind. That's another thing. I thought it was funny to be like fucking annoying or like funny to be just rude sometimes. That shit is not funny, bro. Sometimes it is with your friends, but that's different. It's just not funny. Be kind. Compliment people. I think that we forget to compliment people. In today's age. Today I complimented 2 people today, and it made me feel nice. Actually 3 people, because I complimented my roommate also. It made me feel good. People forget that the energy they put in the world is what they're going to get back. If you're always negative, your life is not going to be nice. But if you're always kind, even at the times that you don't want to be kind, things are going to be nice. Things are going to get well. Life is going to start treating you better. Or you'll learn how to deal with the shitty, poopy life that you got. We can't control the hand that we get, but we can control the way we look at the world. I'm not trying to tell you to be like some like pacifist. No, I believe in fighting back. Especially if it's like a government that is making it hard for you to live or something. But oh guys, these pants are so funny. They're cool. I got them when I was in high school. I don't even remember from where, but I was in high school a while ago. I'm 24. There's a giant fucking hole in the ass, and I still wear them because they're baggy, so you can't really notice that there's a giant hole in the ass unless I like say something and point it out, or because sometimes I sag my pants, and these when I sag, it's so baggy, like you can't really you can't see under. It's just like layers of pants. But it's so funny when like I tell my friends, they're like, "Oh, you wearing the pants with a hole in them?" I'm like, "Yeah, they look cool." But it's kind of funny. But yeah, dude, just be kind. Life is so pretty. Compliment people. Tell people you love them. Try to enjoy your life, you know? My Sonic shirt. It's a baby tee. That's why it looks so small. But yeah. This is what I mean. I collect just, like nerdy t-shirts, bro. Be yourself. And being myself, for example, on social media, took me from 400 followers to over 1,000 with multiple posts with around like 400,000 views on them. Because it found the people that liked me. So, who also were like me. So just be yourself, or you're gonna lose a lot of people, and it's not fun. Losing people is not fun, brother man. Like losing some friends. Friendship breakups hurt too, but relationship breakups, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship, that shit fucking hurts. Yeah, that shit makes you like sit back at night and be like, damn. Yeah, bro, like that shit is crazy. So don't get to that point. Be a happy self. Like be kind. Be nice, you know? That's all you gotta worry about. Just being kind and staying true to yourself. Remember what I said. Focusing on trying to be something or do things that aren't you are going to make you worse. For me, it took a long time for me to get to the point where I did. It took probably about 2 years, and I became like a bad version of myself. Not really prioritizing the things that actually mattered. Like, at all, brother, man. Like, it was bad. Like, I was a loser. And I couldn't even see it. I thought I was, like, so cool. I was a fucking loser. Yeah. But, hey. It is what it is. Life gets better, you know? So, it's better. I'm actually happy now. And I'm being myself. Look at this shirt. This shirt's also really cool. I like the asymmetry on it. Oh my god, it's so hard to... There we go. It's so sick. I'm gonna hang this one up with the other lace shirt. But yeah, be kind. Show people, even on days that you don't feel like being kind, like when you're tired or annoyed, just be kind. I had a friend the other day that told me she was used to the negative, like, upset TK. And she loved it, you know? We went back and forth all the time, like these fake arguments, and like talk shit with each other all the time. But she said something to me. She went, "You're too calm lately." Like, it's a good thing, but you've been just like calm and nice. And that felt good because I've been trying to work on myself for the last couple months. It's been like maybe like 4 months, me just non-stop working on myself. And it felt good that people are starting to notice it in my everyday life. Yeah. I can see the reward for my work paying off. My cat can too. You heard him? He got my back, you know? But it feels nice. Yeah. I just can't wait for where life takes me next, you know? I made a Instagram channel that I post clips from this YouTube channel now. Hold on. And I'm gonna start a highlight where it's just my favorite music. I love music. Music is like one of my favorite things. I listen to like almost every genre also, except for country. Never really got into it, but I listen to like everything. Lately I've been trying to listen to more. I don't even know. Noah Khan, I think is how to pronounce his name. He has been in my rotation lately. At first I slept on him. I went to one of his concerts before. I slept on him a lot. But lately, I've been like listening to his lyrics. He makes really good songs. I thought it wasn't my like taste at first, but it wore off on me. I wish I could play the music while I talked, but I will get copyrighted on YouTube. If I had music right now, ooh, my brain, it would be so, my shit would be smooth. But yeah, don't lose yourself. I also purposely keep things around, just to make sure I don't lose, like forget. We tend to forget things, especially someone like me. I forget a lot. Been getting better at that. Set reminders and shit, writing shit down. Don't forget who you are. I did. It doesn't feel nice. It hurts. It's like, it hurts, you know? Life becomes dull. It becomes hard to deal with when you don't understand who you are also. Yeah, and it's not fun. Even if it feels fun in a moment, when you're alone, it's not fun. You don't know what to do with yourself when you're not yourself. So always stay true to yourself and your morals. Because once again, the people who love you for who you are, and not for some imaginary image of what you are in your own head. Stay out of your head. Try to stay out of your head as much as possible. Be in reality, you know? Things will get better. Have hope in yourself. And you can't have hope in yourself if you don't even be yourself. Have hope that the person that you are and present yourself as is doing a good job at presenting himself, instead of trying to Just be something else. Because it's going to turn you into a negative person. Well, it did in my case. I don't know you personally, you know? Just be happy. Be kind. Kindness goes a long way, dude. Kindness goes a long way. Like, just being nice to people. You don't know what somebody's going through. So being nice, like giving them that compliment or being nice without looking for anything in return, it could make their it can make their day a lot better. I know for me it does. When people give me compliments or like says something positive about me or to me, it makes me feel nice. So do it for other people also. Just be kind. Okay, I've been talking for 40 minutes. So sum this up. Be yourself before you lose yourself and lose the people who are around you. When you stay too much in this imaginary world in your head and try to be an imaginary version of yourself that you aren't in real life, it causes you to forget who you actually are, and it also causes you to push the people away that fell in love with who you were when you met them. And also, be kind. Negativity is not cool. Negativity is not fun. Negativity is negative. So just be kind. The days you don't want to be kind, be kind. The days you don't feel like being kind, be kind. The more kind you are, the better your day is going to get. Since I started listening to this way of thinking, just being kind, there hasn't been a day where I was like upset or like irritated or I want to just go home and go to sleep since. Because even though that I'm upset, I turn it into kindness, and eventually throughout the day it gets better because I'm not thinking about the negative. I'm only thinking about the positive outcome in the situation, you know? So have hope, be yourself, and have fun being you. You know, before you push the people that you care about away from you, trying to be something that you aren't. Bye. Nerd.